Oh my god. I think that's it. Stupid. Alright, mute this again. Oh, I can't believe that. You should be able to hear me now. Um, X. Okay, so hopefully you can hear me now. Let me just double check on YouTube. Yep. Okay. That's good. That's an old alert. Right, so what I'm going for here on AI is I'm using a 1 hour time frame, ribbon right along. If I was to just let this set up now, then it would be fine because there's already been a stop loss, so I could just leave it to go on from now. I'm going to target 100%. I'm going to take off this trail. Am I? Yeah, I think I'm going to take off this trail. Actually, no, I'm going to leave the trail on. So what I've got set up at the moment is for entry, we are going to do the obviously ribbon test entry, stop loss ribbon offset with, we're going to change this to 3%. You can see this purple line come down, 3% underneath. Now, if the ribbon is really wide, that could be a 10% loss, so we have to keep it low. And we've got 13 minutes till the close, so we want to get this set up quick for the short as well. Break even is going to trigger at 3%, so that's a 1-to-1 ratio. We don't need any of those triggering. 100% of whatever is left in the trade is going to come out if it hits the trend line. And average position, that's fine, that's fine. Yeah, I think that's all good. Okay. And for this one, I'm going to be using... let's go with $300. We're going to be on 10x. Each position will be... it's on a 1 hour time frame, 10%. So because of the swings could be quite large, we're going to just do $50 each one, okay? Nothing crazy. Remember, we're in test mode. Okay, so that's set up, ready for the bot to be pointed at it. And now let's get the short set up very quickly. I would like to have a short trend line on here as well, and that can take a little bit of time. So we're going to do the same amount, 3,000, which is going to be $300. We are going to do order size. It's going to be 500 again. So each one is going to be $50 because we're going to be using 10x leverage. The time frame, I don't know what is going to be the best time frame. I don't really like all this chop, and I think that this could bleed down like we've seen quite a lot. So let's get in on. Obviously, this is going to be on. We're just going to do the complete opposite of what we did on the long. So it was free, and then we're not going to be using the take profits. We're going to use the extension. No, I didn't use the extension, did I? Let me just double check. Extension line was used on 9%, and it's going to take 50% out. So we're going to do the exact same thing here. Extension line, 9%. 50% of the position is going to be taken out. And now let's get the trend line put in. I'm going to go from this. Where is the trend? So what you can do is you can actually draw out. I mean, what good is that to us? What good is that to us? It looks like we're about to bounce off this channel and head up high. So that is not really any good for us. Maybe, I think maybe we are not going to short this level. And I think instead we are going to hit it with an activation line. So it just doesn't make sense to. I mean, it does make sense to short up here because it's up so high, but at the same time, I think I would prefer to short up higher. So let's hit it with the activation line. Activation line. Let's just get up here. Okay, and then we also need. We need the start date to come forward, because now that the start date is forward, the activation line has not been hit. Okay, so that's why no trades are being opened now. Good. And then the buffer. The buffer's not needed because we don't know how high this is going to go. Hopefully it hits our trend line on the long, but we could really get this short to come right down here. So if it breaks out of this channel here, then it will the short will probably be on. Let's just look at higher time frame. See, look, the 4 hours just cooling out. So we could just get a wick straight down to the 4 hour, but I'm expecting grind along here, grind along here. The 4 hour comes back up to the candle around this area, and then the continuation up where we will start triggering. We're going to trigger here. If it hits, it hits it. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Bash. Yours does not look right, Bash. It looks like I'm still getting the stop loss cut off ribbon at the date I'm setting the second candle point I deleted. I think your price. Wait, your trendline TP. I think maybe. I think maybe it's your trendline top price. The second price amount. I think you need to edit that to lower. Is that what you're saying? I'm still getting the stop loss cut off ribbon at the date I'm setting the second candle point. I deleted this. Is second setup. I'm not seeing a stop loss though. I see the trend line take profits. Where is your stop loss cut off ribbon? Let me see if you can hear me. Right, let's finish getting this set up. Yeah, so this really is actually this is gonna probably hit this line again and then go up. This is where I would really love to have the trend line input for position opening. But because you can see it's going to be under the ribbon, that will affect the threshold. LMC. Let me check. Hello, Bash. Hello, Bash. Hello, Bash. Hello, Bash. Yeah, sound is working. Okay, cool. Yeah, Bash. So looking at your screenshot, it looks to me like your trendline TP is hitting. So the position is getting out, right? I'm still getting the stop loss cut off at the ribbon at the date I'm setting the second candle point. I deleted this in second setup. Let me see what you mean, because I think what is happening, mate, is... Oh, do you mean the trendline TP is not hitting where you want it to hit in backtesting because of... if you're setting up a new trade, then you need to bring the start in front of that second touch point. And your labels, for some reason, your labels are underneath. My labels are non-bloody existent, which is really annoying. I've got a lot of stuff that I need to clean up. Like, all of this stuff is just not necessary. Right, let me get this short set up because it's looking like we're getting into an area where we might bounce off of here and continue up. Yeah, so Bash, what I'd say to you is the TP is hitting a bit low on the candle close, which is not correct. I think it's to do with the wicks, and I need to make it so you got stopped out of a long. I can't see the stop loss on your chart. Have you got the chart with the stop loss? If it entered you into a long and then instantly stopped you out, I need to see the chart that stopped you out. But with the chart that you've shared there, you need to, if you want to use this as a trade. Okay, yeah, you're doing similar to my 1 hour time frame. Yeah, so if you want that to work, you need to bring the start line forward in front of that second touch point, okay? Because now what the rule is the touch point will only give you one take profit for the trade. So for every new long, if you hit the trend line again, it will take profits, but it has to open a new long. So I can already envision an issue that might happen is if it opens a long and you're on the trend point, it's just gonna long take profit, long take profit, long take profit as long as it's hitting on that line. So that could be an issue. Another potential issue is if you are above the trend line and opening longs with the bot, then it will just do it again. It will just long take profit, long take profit. So that's another potential issue to watch out for. Not now because it's getting a bit late where I am. I'm just going to finish setting this up, but tomorrow I will test that and try and think of a way. But yeah, like I was saying, imagine if I had the trend line, what's it called? Trend line entry set up here. It would be so nice. 1, 2 touch points. That would give you your entry. So there's definitely a bot. That is definitely going to be a bot that I'm going to add in as well, and that I think will be super simple for me to code. I've already got the code for that, so that would be super simple to add. The issue will be well, there's no issue. Okay, let's get this set up because it looks like we're closing underneath the 1 hour. I think we probably bounce here up, but it depends what everything else does. Oh, come on. We're just going to do it on a 1 hour time frame. Take profits. What did we set for the last one? Took profit. Let's just let it ride. If it rides, it rides, you know. 3. Okay, that's cool, man. Yeah. I mean, trend line can be fixed. Yeah, exactly. The trend line does need to be. Maybe maybe I could even just take the trend line thing off of this and just have the trend line, a whole trend line bot for itself, and that will just be in the package with all the other bots. I'm just gonna put all the bots together. So yeah, maybe that could be that because when I look at the chart, I see trend lines, I see great entries, and what would be good as well is rather than using the ribbon as a stop loss, is using the ribbon as a take profit, because you'll find quite often that when price goes below the ribbon and hits support on a trend line, it normally goes back up to the ribbon to test. So I think another bot with trend line, support, resistance, and things like that around the ribbon would work really well. But yeah, if I include it in this, it gets too complicated and the logic just doesn't work properly. I had one set up, but I've removed it for a trend line entry. And then imagine this is the trend line entry, and then underneath at 2%, you can run another line that will act as the stop loss. So it looks something like this. It looked really cool, but it just didn't work underneath the ribbon. Yeah, exactly. But it would be very cool. I mean, already the bot is getting a bit complicated with all the boundaries and the activation line and all sort of things like that. So I think maybe what I could do is like have advanced with all this sort of stuff, and then the really simple one with the best things like get rid of the boundary, keep the start date, and then all it will be is ribbon offset and break even. Just literally 3 things, just like Muhammad trades, just literally the MW stuff, and take profits. Take profits, ribbon offset, break even, maybe extension threshold. Just super simple, and that will be like basic plan or something like that. Okay, let's get this set up, and then I think it's bedtime, to be honest, boys. Right, break even, stop, 3%. No trend line on here. Keep the extension, 9%, 50%. Let's put on the mindset, don't think, just trade the damn indie. That's what the bot is doing for us. Okay, I think everything's good. you know, I'm tired, so I might have missed something. But we're just gonna do this on 500, $50, 10x leverage, 300 in the bot, 50 for each position. See what happens tomorrow. So yeah, I'm gonna link these up to Blowfin now, and Bash, mate, I really appreciate you, man. You do bits, and you, Elijah, you guys are legends, and let's get this fucking thing done. You really, I can see the finish line. I got website work to do still, and you know, it's been a lot of screen time, to be honest. But yeah, nice one, bro. Nice one, boys. Thanks for all the help. And I can just do these live streams now. If you guys are online, I can just do a live stream setting things up. And if you got questions, we can just run through it. But I think we're nearly there. All right then, boys. Peace, 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 peace. And thank God we got the sound working and all that stuff. Right, peace out, boys.